Hello there, this one is called My Greatest Fears, and I feel strongly motivated to share these greatest fears with you, standing here in this wonderful pine forest with this incredible cleansing energy, the sound of the wind sighing through the trees, the wonderful aroma of the pine trees themselves. So my greatest fear really is that I might become habituated to the new normal. So you keep hearing this phrase. In fact, there are some very amusing films that start off with the new normal, new normal, new normal, new normal, with all these different voices, and they're playing around. I understand that, but this new normal, actually becoming accustomed to it, accepting it, that's really is one of my greatest fears, because this is the very thing we want to avoid doing at all costs. And I go back to when I spent 4.5 months in Devon in isolation, and it was a deeply distressing thing for me, because I realised I had no inclination to go and visit people or do anything. And when things started to ease up in the UK and people were allowed to travel again, it's like I just didn't want to do it. I just wanted to stay where I was. And even when I went away, I noticed after about 2.5 hours I just wanted to go back to Sidmouth, and I really disliked that fact. That felt really uncomfortable. And what I realised is I touched base with the torture I experienced when I was a child, and that's what I can see now. Amazing Polly helped me to understand that. Please see the previous film, I've got a link to her there. What she's explaining is that all the things people are being put through, it is obviously deliberate torture policy, and isolation is one of the most powerful weapons in the arsenal of all torturers, which is why solitary confinement is still used for prisoners that don't obey the rules. Terrible but true. So this is my great fear, of becoming habituated to all this. So what I want to do now is I want to refer you with a very strong recommendation to this Teal Swan film, which is called Normalisation. And I want to give you a little hint. There was a time in a certain society where it was normal for people to be taken off and human sacrifices to be performed. That was normal in certain cultures. In the Middle Ages in Europe, it was completely normal that you would go to the town square and you see a person being hanged and eviscerated. This was normal. And now we have the normal of the mask, the isolation, the antisocial distancing and all the rest of it. And please be assured, it's not over, and we can only expect that it will keep on upping the ante. I keep referring to Australia and New Zealand. If you want to know what upping the ante means, if you want to know what it means, how much worse it could be, just look at what's going on with Australia and New Zealand. And again, my film, the one before this, there's a link to Really Graceful. She goes into details about what life is like in those two countries, and that's a warning to all of us. So this is the thing: if you find it uncomfortable putting on a mask or doing any of these things, if you're really uncomfortable about antisocial distancing, celebrate the fact, because it means you've not been sucked into the new normal. You're still resisting, you're still refusing to comply with that at the most personal and fundamental level, because deep down you know it's wrong. And this is what we need to do. We need to be very aware of what's wrong and do our very best to make the best choices we possibly can do. So thank you very much for listening, and all the love to you.